Good evening and welcome. It's now 6 o'clock and I'm going to hand over to Dr. Hussein. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of South African Medical Association,
Is Dr. Hussein still online?
to welcome you all to today. As it is directly affect the health and the well-being of our citizens and the professional development of you, our young doctor especially. The placement of intern and com-service doctor is not just a matter of administrative logistics. It is a reflection of our commitment to providing quality health care to all South Africans, regardless of where they live. It is about nurturing the next generation of medical professionals who will carry the torch of healing and compassion in our healthcare facilities, both around the country, urban or rural. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our special guest, Mr. Victor Canele, who is the Deputy Director General for Human Resource and National Department of Health. And with him, we have Mr. Gerard Vermaak, also from the National Department of Health. And I like to also wish a very happy birthday, Victor. This is your birthday. You've taken out a special time on behalf of SAMA. We wish you a very, very, very happy, blessed birthday. The floor is you, Victor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hussein, for that introduction. My prospective colleagues online that are joining the public health sector, welcome. May I take this opportunity to reintroduce myself. My name is Victor Canele. Indeed, I am with the National Department of Health. And I am not alone today. I'm with Mr. Gerard Vermaak, whom we are going to present to you the program called the Internship and Com-Serve Placement System. It's an online system that allows all eligible applicants, prioritizing South African citizens, followed by permanent residents, and where resources do allow, we then accommodate foreign nationals who are eligible and wishing to contribute towards our health system. Colleagues, I have to be honest that this is quite an exciting time for us as the National Department of Health, acting on behalf of all 9 provinces in the health system to ensure that at least we've got adequate and capacitated health professionals who are joining our midst of service in the line that is required mostly, particularly in our rural and underserved areas and also our urban areas. We come afar to date. We have indeed surpassed quite a lot of challenges. One that one probably can mention now is the issue that we have since striked a very progressive deal with the National Treasury to ensure that all positions that are statutory positions in the health system are funded accordingly. So we do have 2 pocket funding systems. One is the equitable share across provinces, and we have since acquired a budget called the Human Resource Training Grant that accommodates additional medical interns and community service personnel in the 17 categories that are required to do community service. Without a waste of time, I would wish that after you've completed both your internship and com-serve respectively, you still regard us as the public service to be your employer of choice, and you stay longer to ensure that you serve the majority of the South African people. We acknowledge that indeed we are within the straight times of our lives where there are shrinking budgets, but we still are responsible to at least 89 to 95% of the population of South Africa, mostly those that are in need and are actually more in rural areas. So you can imagine the mammoth task that awaits you ahead of your work, but we wish to inform you that we would be there to carry you through with a hand during the medical internship program as well as the community service, ensuring that at least the platform is viable with sufficient supervision and support. In some instances, support might be minimal, but we assure you that along with all managers from sub-district to district, facility as well as provincial, and at some instance at national level, we are committing ourselves to continue supporting you during this magnitude of service. I will now call upon Mr. Gerard Vermaak to present to us the ICSP in detail, and thereafter we will allow for questions. Thank you so much. If you please can flag the presentation for us.
Note, Mr. V, thank you. Okay, I hope you can see my screen.
We can see it, thank you.
Thank you. So yes, thank you, Mr. Kenyele, for that forward. My name is Gerard Vermaak. I'm from National Department of Health and responsible for ICSP, Intensive Community Service Program. So bear with me to provide you with some inputs of the process on the way forward for you to apply. How you apply and where to apply, etc., and what information you have to provide when you apply for a post. So, just to give you a brief the breakdown of the presentation. First of all, I'll explain to you the ICSP system online, what you need to know about ICSP, the website, how to apply, and the timelines that we will provide to you. So, first of all, before I start, I just want to inform you that the ICSP Intensive Community Service Program consists of 17 different professions, health professions, that we need to cater for, that either do have internship or community services. So you'll see on my screen all the different fields. There's about 17 different fields, and medical practitioners do also internship, but we do provide that platform to apply and be allocated. And like I said, all other categories, that's part of our program. Now, first of all, I need to explain to you the ICSP system. Currently, the ICSP system is being transitioned to National Department of Health, and unfortunately, therefore, we could not use the actual ICSP platform for you to apply for this year. And we are almost finalized this whole process, and we are in the beginning talks or final talks with the service provider. And so hopefully within the next month or so, the system will be up and running with the Department of Health, because we need to take ownership and we need to provide that platform from our website and platform. And unfortunately, that system wasn't not up and running yet. But we decided as National Department of Health, we need to, we cannot delay the process. We need to come up with a new system, of a new plan in the meantime for you to be able to apply. And that's why we develop a web-page portal where you can be able to apply, and we can allocate you before the end of the year. I don't know, there's some of you that maybe know the mid-year cycle process, so we will follow the same process as per the mid-year cycle. And then after you applied, then we can our ICSP system is online. We will incorporate all the data into the ICSP system and to use the system for final process. So where to start with the application process? I think by now you saw our website, www.health.gov.za/ICSP. And you will see that we have updated our website, that we will open a system on the 4th of October, that's tomorrow. The closing dates will be provided on the website. So, but I will give you now background to details on that whole processes. So as I explained, the website, www.gov.za/ICSP. Also, from National Department of Health and provincial departments, we will provide support services. We will have a help desk that you will be able to contact us via the help desk. Our help desk email address is icsp@health.gov.za. So you can anytime send an email and we will try to assist and provide you feedback. Also, we will provide contact details on the website that you can contact, telephone numbers or so, and also provincial department contact numbers that you can contact. From our side, we will manage communication with stakeholders. So obviously, whenever there's a change or update or information needs to be shared, we will inform our stakeholders like associations that have membership, and they will, on our behalf, they will inform you, the member, but with any information that's needed to be provided. Also, we have revised our project plan to make sure that by the end of the year, the end of November, you will have been allocated to a post. And like I explained to you on our website, there will be contact details that you can contact for later if you need any assistance or guidance. So some guidelines of tips that you need to know to have to apply for. As you know, all of you know what is internship community service is about, is that you have to work back 12 months community services or either 24 months for internship through remunerative work in the public sector. The purpose of this policy is to achieve better distribution of human resources for health to underserved areas and thereby improve equitable access to primary healthcare services. So please, that's our main purpose, and our focus is to provide healthcare workers into those facilities where there's a need for healthcare workers and the community need you to help them. But obviously, like I said, we will provide posts and you will work with a salary for those 12 or 24 months in that post. ICSP, that consists of 2 cycles, the annual cycle and a mid-year cycle. I'll explain to you later on that. But just for your information, that if you've not been placed in the annual cycle, if you could not be placed due to whatever reason you're not eligible or still have to repeat blocks or exams of tests, then you can always apply for a mid-year cycle that will start in July. We've got various stakeholders. That's part of our ICSP process. Mainly, we've got our government provincial departments of health that will provide post and will manage a post. Also with that, we've got SAMS, our South African Military Health Services. We've got correctional services. We've got National Health Laboratory Services that provide post. And then also we've got private sector posts, for instance, pharmacists. So please remember that the filling of the post is our greatest need, will take preferences, and that is rural versus urban. So our main priority is to first allocate or put new resources where rural facilities is, where there's a need for. And those posts have been vetted and confirmed by provinces to say that that is rural versus urban or semi-urban, and where a greatest need is. So it's not just about decide where we want to place your post available. So there was in each province make sure that there's a need for you in that post. All eligible applicants will qualify to assume duty between January to April in the 2024 cycle must apply through the system, the website. And if you're not eligible, obviously you can apply for the next cycle. You have to apply for. We cannot be placed you in the annual cycle if you're not eligible. Please bear in mind all those that studied abroad that have to write board exams. You also need to complete your board exam and pass your board exam before we will be able to allocate you. That will also be confirmed by the health professional councils. All allocations are subject to provincial confirmation. So what that means is that allocation is not equivalent of an offer of employment, and it's not a final allocation. So please bear in mind, from National Department of Health, we will allocate you to a post. As we allocate you, we will provide you with a letter to say, Gerard Vermaak, you've been allocated to a specific facility. that letter is not a letter of a document that you can go and buy a Ferrari or Porsche or whatever case financial obligation that you want to make. It's just an allocation letter. You have to wait until you get the final confirmation from the province where you've been allocated from with an appointment letter or a contract before you can make any final financial obligations. So please remember that you cannot take an allocation letter and go and buy a car, a house, whatever you want. Wait until you get that final confirmation letter. And then also applicants must apply through the ICSP web portal. So we will only accept applications through our website, our application process. You cannot send us an email or phone us if you want to apply. We will not accept it. You must apply through the portal. And also remember, because due to the system, previously we sent you an email that we have to register, and you get a password and that you can connect and register yourself and verify your details. Unfortunately, due to the transition of the system currently, that process is not available. So you will not get an email to say that you have to apply. You will log on to the website. I'll explain later on. You will log on to the website. There's application button. You press on that application button and then you apply for a post. So please bear that in mind. Then a lot of applicants, when we say the system opened on the 4th of October, on the 3rd tonight at 12 o'clock, they will sit in front of the computer. I want to apply because I want to be first in line. Please remember, please note that it's not about first come, first service. We will wait for allocation of people to apply. We will give you enough time, we'll ample time. I think it's about 2 weeks until the 20th of October. Then we will close the system for applications. Then only we will start with the allocation process. The algorithm will run, and it will be based on your application, what you applied for, where you applied for, if you applied for special consideration, yes, no, all that type of factors will be first considered before we allocate. So please bear in mind, it's not about first come, first service. I'll explain also later on, we want to give you enough time to make more formative decision where you want to apply for. So also note, individuals acting on behalf of the applicant, we as National Department of Health, we also have to comply with the POPI Act, Protection of Personal Information Act. We cannot share information to anyone. So example, I cannot ask my mother or father to go act on my behalf to the Department of Health to find out where I've been allocated or to be assisted with something else. The Department of Health will not allow that. Only you as the applicant can communicate with us. So if someone phones us and it's not an applicant, we will not help him. We will say, sorry, the applicant will contact us and then only we'll be able to assist you. Please bear that in mind. Some topic information I want to share with you, what you need to know. All relevant information on how to apply will be on the website. We will provide you with quick guides, everything on the website for you to be able to follow, to know that you are the process that you need to follow to apply. So opening, closing dates will be displayed. The whole process, step by step, will be explained to you. All documents that you need to download or complete and fill in will be available on the website. And those documents you will need to be uploaded if you apply with those special considerations. So everything will be available on the website. Annual cycle post. Also, when we open the system, there will be a button or a link that you can click and you can view all the posts that's available for the annual cycle. So also remember that if you view the post, there are also requirements or information regarding the post to indicate to you, is it a rural post or is it an urban post? Example, there will be requirements like the start date of the post, if there's accommodation available for that post, yes or no. All that type of information will be available. Also remember that you cannot apply for a post if you do not have the requirements to apply for that post, if I may say it like that. Example, if the post say you must have a driver's license, example, then I need to know I have a driver's license, because the system, you can apply for it. But when you've been appointed at a provincial department, when you start working, you have to provide all the proof, all the relevant documents to confirm that you've passed exams, you are qualified, you have the requirements to work in that post. Then they'll see, but you don't have a driver's license. Then they will immediately phone ICSP and say, listen, Gerard, they do not have a driver's license, but the requirements say I must have. Then they say, remove Gerard from the facility of that post and appoint someone else or allocate someone else in that post. Please remember, the provinces and stakeholders are very strict with their post. If you do not fulfill the requirements, you cannot be allocated in that post. So please make sure that you have the right requirements to apply for those posts. Applicants can apply for 5 facilities within 3 provinces. I'll explain to you later on exactly what we mean by that. And then also remember, if you ComServe bursary holder, you can only apply for that specific province where you've got a bursary, and then your 5 choices must be in that province. So example, I'm applying for community services, and I have to work back in Gauteng. I've got a bursary holder. Then I can only indicate Gauteng, and my 5 choices must be in Gauteng or in a specific work back obligation and facility. Obviously, medical internship, you also indicate if you're a bursary holder, but you can apply for any other post. If an applicant, after we've allocated you, we send you a letter and say, listen, you have been allocated to a facility. It's still your choice to reject an allocation. It's not advisable. There are consequences if you reject a post. So the process is, if you are rejected a post, I must inform the facility or the provincial coordinator that I'm rejecting my post. And that, remember, then we will remove you from that allocation and we will put you back in line. So after everybody have been allocated and assumed duty, then only we will allocate you again if resources available, if there's post available. And it can be that there can be anywhere post, not one of your choices. So please reconsider before you just go and decline a post. Because what's the purpose of ICSP is that we only ask you to either do 12 months or 24 months in a specific area or facilities. And to live out your passion, to see how the community work, how the process work at the facilities. And that's what all we ask for this few months. Please go and do your community services or internship. And just don't go and decline a post. We really need you in those areas. Also note, if you applied for your 5 choices, your 3 provinces, and we could not, the system cannot allocate you due to various reasons. There's no post available, or whatever case may be, there's other people already allocated in those posts. The NDH reserves the right to allocate applicants to another facility or province. And as Mr. Kanyele explained in the beginning, our first priority is South African permanent residents. And then we allocate that process, and then after that, we will start allocating foreign nationalities. So if you apply for your 5 choices within 3 provinces, so remember now, 5 choices and 3 provinces. The reason why we say 3 provinces, first of all, is that I want to apply, for example, for Gauteng. If I only indicate Gauteng, there's no post available after the algorithm ran. There's 1 post, and there's 50 people that applied for that 1 post. Unfortunately, I did not get that post. So obviously, I have to go to my 2nd choice, my 3rd choice, my 4th, and my 5th choice. No? So there's nothing, I couldn't get one of my 5 choices. Then the system will look and say, what is your 2nd province that you applied for? Say, example, I applied for my 2nd choice was Free State. Then the system will look at anywhere in the Free State, one of my choices. No, there's anywhere in the Free State, there's a post, yes or no. The system can allocate you in that province. Okay, or even your 3rd province. So if I only say Gauteng, and the system look at my choices, sorry, there's no post available in Gauteng, but I only indicate Gauteng. Then the system will randomly allocate you to anywhere in the country, to any province. So you cannot come back to me afterwards and say, yeah, but I would love to actually go to Mpumalanga. that was actually my second province. But if you did not indicate it to us, the system will not know, and the system will allocate you anywhere in any post. So please make sure that you indicate 3 provinces. You have to divide that 3 provinces, your 5 choices within that 3 provinces. Example, 2 choices in Gauteng, 2 choices in Free State, and 1 choice in Northwest. Example. So please remember that. Also, we encourage you to apply for rural facilities. You must apply for 3 rural facilities, 2 semi-urban facilities, and 1 urban facilities. Because remember, our priority is rural facilities. So that is where we will first allocate. So if you want to make sure that you will get a post, you will get allocation, then please apply for first your options, your rural facilities, because that's where our main focus is. So yeah, so that's basically just some background that I gave to you, just for your information. So let us delve a little bit deeper into the system and how to apply. Like I explained to you, on our website, you go to the website, you get our web page, where all information will be provided. So that's our first page. Then if you just scroll down, you'll get all the different information at the bottom. Also, please note, if you only put in www.health.gov.za, you will go to the National Department of website, and that is our main website where you can then navigate then to ICSP, or you can just put in directly ICSP at the background as the last sentence. So on this website, you'll see that we've already updated the website. The opening date is 4th October from 4 o'clock the afternoon. And the closing date is on the 20th of October. So that will give you more than enough time to apply and decide where you want to apply, for which facilities. So steps that we need to be followed on how to apply. First of all, you log onto our website, and then you look at all the information that's there. Look on a process. So you look at our opening and closing date. You look at what documents do I need if I want to apply for special considerations. So there will be, if you scroll down, you get the category special considerations, the explanation of each category, and then you'll see annexures at the bottom to say what annexure form you want to download. So please make sure that you are familiar yourself with the process, the forms that need to be finalized, and then also download those forms and fill it in and get the necessary signatures where applicable. So that is the first step that you will do. You can go in tonight, you can go in tomorrow, just see what information is there, and obviously we will update before the opening of the system tomorrow afternoon. We'll update a little bit more on the steps and guidelines. So tomorrow afternoon, when we open the system, there will be a link available. You can click on that link, and then you can view all the posts, like I explained to you, all the requirements, rural facility or not, all the posts that's available. You can view it. Okay. Now, the reason why we give you that post also is for you to make some research on where you want to apply. Remember, if I go through that categories, I decided with my 5 facilities, then it's on you to make sure that you guys do some investigation yourself. That's why we say don't apply, fill in the first day on 12 o'clock at night, fill in the form and apply. First, make sure the facilities. Go and Google, search about the facilities. Look and talk to previous ComServe for internship. That if you know about anyone, contact, phone them, ask them how's the facility, how's the environment, the community. Make your own research and make sure that that's the post that you want to apply for. Okay. When you know what post you want to apply for, and you familiarize yourself with the processes, you make sure that you download all the applicable forms. You will see the special consideration forms that's available and the requirements thereof. There's some signatures that you have to get signed. You have to fill in the forms. You get everything ready. You make sure that the folder on your computer is there. You've got your files, your forms, signed, everything is completed. Then you press the 2024 annual cycle application button. Okay. When you press that button, the web page will appear where it requires you to fill in some information, like I explained to you previously, we always had that information already online. You just register, you log on, that information is there. But due to the system transition, you have to provide us with that information also. So you go different categories, you fill in your biographical information, name, surname, ID, contact details. You have to indicate if you're a bursary holder, a study leaver, yes, no, and also internship. Everybody have to indicate that you are a study worker, yes or no, and obviously that will restrict you to that province that you indicate you are a bursary holder. Obviously, if you're not a bursary holder, you can apply for different provinces and different posts. With that, also, you have to indicate special consideration, what type of special consideration you want to apply for, and also make sure that there's links that you have to press or upload your special consideration forms. And again, make sure that all those forms are completed and correctly. And remember, if you apply for special consideration and you did not upload your forms, your consideration will not be deemed as valid, and you will be that will scrapped, and you will be as a normal applicant categorized. So please make sure that your forms are completed, signed, and uploaded. And again, those that studied abroad, you also have to write board exams and upload proof that you passed your board exams and eligible for allocations. And then the last section is that you will have to apply for your facilities or provinces that you want to apply for, and your facilities that you want to indicate that you want to apply. And then also, before you press the apply button, you must make sure that the information is correctly. Your details is correctly spelled. Like example, you have to fill in your email address, make sure it's correctly spelled, because we will have to send you an allocation letter. And if that email address is wrong, you obviously will not be able to get that allocation letter. So please, before you press the apply button, make sure that you confirm all your details is correctly, your forms is uploaded, and all the data is correctly. Then you press the apply button. Then you apply, when you press the apply button, we will receive your application. Okay. Personal considerations. Everybody wants to know more about personal considerations. Please note, when you apply for personal consideration, you will have to provide us motivations, and that will be considered during the process, allocation process. However, it should be noted that submitting such a motivation does not guarantee that it will be accepted or applied in the allocation process. We cannot guarantee you that if you apply with personal consideration, that it will be granted and you will be allocated in that facility. However, we will try our best from our side with the system to see and accommodate you where we can as close as possible to your facilities. But please remember, you cannot come afterwards and say, yeah, but I applied for personal consideration, it's been approved, whatever case may be, why did I not get my post? It's just a process. We will try to accommodate you, and it's not a guaranteed. Also note that panel members will sit and look at your personal consideration, your motivation, especially with own health. If you apply with own health, then I'm not a health professional. We get panel members around the table, and they will look at each one's case, and then they will make a recommendation to say, yes, it's severe, it's not severe. No, you can go to any hospital, to any doctor that can treat you. And then based on their motivations, we will also approve or not approve that category of own health. We will assess your motivation with on 3 elements: nature of the motivation, your certified supporting documents, and a quantifier. So please make sure that you review the required documents for each personal consideration and upload them to your application accordingly. If you fail to upload your documents, if it's not signed, it's not completed, then it will not be considered. Also note, if you are misleading or try to provide us with inaccurate information, the information will then shared to the statutory body for review and also for professional conduct, and that we can also then refuse to remove your allocation from a system, and you will not be allocated. So please make sure that you provide us with the correct information and not misleading information. Now, different types that we will consider is own health. Remember, we are looking at you as the applicant, not with you as as when you hamster, your dog, your cat, or family member, or anybody else, a friend that's sick or have health issues. We only cater for you as the applicant. So we will look at what's your condition, and we will, based on your condition, approve or disapprove your special consideration. Pregnancy, if you are pregnant and your due date is in the annual cycle, beginning of annual cycle, then you can apply for special consideration pregnancy. Child in school, we will only consider children grade 1 to 12, school-going children. Unfortunately, we do not cater for, if you're a 3-year-old child, we can only for school-going because they are in a stable environment of school that we cannot disturb. And then also social compact. Social compact is, I'll give you next slide, the more breakdown of social compact. But basically is that you and the life partner. Now, life partner means that you and a person that you are romantic involved with. Not a friend, not a family member or so. It's a person that you are committed in a relationship and want to stay together. Please remember that it's not about a friend or family that want to stay together. It's about you and a life partner, that a romantic relationship. And then, like I said to you, own health, that's a panel that will consist of health professionals, and they will make a recommendation, yes or no. Also, just to note that you may apply for more than one special consideration at a time. So, example, I want to apply for own health needs, and I've got a child in school and I want to stay with my husband or wife or life partner, then you can apply for 3 or all 4 or just 1, depending on your situation. Okay, some details of the special consideration. Like I explained to you, this box will appear on the website. It's there already. You can already download those forms. So if you scroll down, you want to own health needs, you can press on the annexure A for own health, child in school B, pregnancy, and then social compact D. Okay. Just information about all the forms. Own health needs, that consists of 2 parts. Is that where you as the applicant need to fill in your details. And then also the second part is where your attending healthcare professional have to complete and to confirm and sign that it's treating you, and this is the situation, your prognosis and treatment. And so it's 1 form, but 2 parts that you have to fill in. The same with child in school, pregnant. A child in school is that that you fill in. The second part is where the school or somebody from school with authority that can sign and stamp the form needs to complete the form. And then pregnant is that also it's you, and the second last part is where your doctor have to complete. Now, social compact, that consists of 4 different categories. Also, just to inform you, social compact, like I explained to you, it's about you and a life partner or like a married couple, life partner that you are romantic involved with, that you need to confirm and also provide supporting documents. What type of documents need to be completed? It's that the social annexure D, the social compact form that you need to complete with your details. And the last part is also details of your partner. Affidavit needs to be uploaded to confirm by you and your partner that you are in a romantic relationship, if I can call it like that. So you will have to upload then the annexure D, the affidavits by you and your partner. And then depending on what type of social compact you apply for, I'll explain to you now in details. Type C and D, you have to upload documents like appointment letter or contract or tax clearance of tax certificate. So type A is that where you and your partner are doing community services in 2024. So it's either communities of intensive health, both of you are doing that in the year of 2024, and you want to be placed together because you're already committed to a house or a flat, whatever you stay with, and you want to apply according to that type A. Type B is where your partner did the previous year either in terms of community services. So, example, if you're doing ComServe next year, your partner did ComServe this year, so you want still to be to stay together, then you can apply for type B. Okay, again, form that you need to fill in both details of you and your partner, and an affidavit to confirm that you have you in a relationship. Now, type C is where your partner is working in a government department, any government department, and you want to stay together because you've got a house, etc., etc., then you will have to upload the Annexure D. You have to upload the affidavits from you and your partner, and you have to upload either a contract letter or an appointment letter or a contract that's stating your partner is working government. Okay? If you apply for type D is where your partner is working in a private sector. So again, you have to upload Annexure D. You have to upload the affidavits to confirm that you're in a relationship. And then you have to upload either appointment letter, a contract, or a tax certificate to say your husband is either a private company, is working for himself, or working in the private sector. So that is the type of things that you need to upload when you're applying for special considerations. Please remember, again, this is not final and guaranteed that you will be placed in one of your choices, or your first choice or second choice, or that type of thing. It's just a tool to help us to try to place you according to your application. So, yeah, basically that's the information I can provide for you at this stage for special considerations. So, how do I apply on the website? Now, please remember this slide, as indicated, is in pages now. It's 4 pages, as you can see. It's just the first page. If you scroll down, you go to the next slide, the next page, etc., etc. So, like I explained to you, you log on to the website. You'll get the first page with information on what intensive community service is about. You scroll down, you get more details regarding the annual cycle, the opening and closing dates, and some more information of what is, how to apply, where to log on, etc., etc. Then, like I explained to you before, we will provide a quick guide on how to apply, like steps wise, step 1, step 2, step 3, how to apply exactly. Beneath that, you will see buttons where you can press, like example, the post. So there will be first button will be add a cycle post. Then you press on that button, you'll see, or you'll get down it, you can see all the posts. Then you'll see there's another button that reminds you of the documents that you have to download for special considerations. You'll see, if you scroll down, you get those boxes that I explained to you in Annexure A, B, C, and D. And then thirdly, you get your button which you have to press for application. So then when you familiarize yourself, you know all the documents is signed, you've got everything, you press the application button. Now that application button will redirect you to the application page. Now the application page, unfortunately, this is, remember the web page will be a little bit different than this page that I'm showing you here, but I just want to give you an idea how it's going to follow. So the application page will open. Different sections that you have to follow and complete. Like example, your first section is your application type that you indicate community services or internship, your field of study. All these fields will be drop-down boxes to say if I press on field of study, all 17 professions will appear. And then if I want to say I'm a medical doctor, you can just say medical doctor, and obviously your program that you applied for internship and ComServe will categorize you accordingly. You indicate if you studied in South Africa, yes or no. You have to complete board exam, pass your board exams, etc., all that type of things. And there will be links available that you have to upload those supporting documents. And then if you are budget holder, you will also indicate budget holder, which province that you have to work back. But please remember, we try to make the system as easy as possible. So there will be drop-down boxes that you have to fill in. Only certain fields will be and that you have to complete by hand or type it in, like example, your email address, your name, surname, that type of things you will have to complete. but most of the fields are drop-down boxes. Also, your ID number, obviously your 13 digits need to be completed. If you only put in 12, the system will block you and say, no, sorry, please put in 13 digits. It's like you have to indicate your nationality, etc., your start date, when you complete your studies, and when are you able to start. You have to complete that information or everything. Then you go to special considerations. Like I said, you have to yes or no, indicate yes or no for your special consideration. You indicate what special consideration you applied for. You can, like I said too, also you can apply for more than one, 2 or 3 or 4 special considerations. And there will be a link for you then to upload those special considerations, that's for those forms, affidavits, and contact letters or so that you have to upload. Please make sure that you upload all those documents. Then the last part is that where you have to fill in those fields. Obviously, if you indicated you are a bursary holder for Gauteng example, you will only apply for Gauteng. It will block you. They say, sorry, you said indication that you're a bursary holder for Gauteng. You can only apply for Gauteng. Then the system will then only provide Gauteng post for you. If you're not a bursary holder, then obviously you can indicate 3 provinces, and then also within those 3 provinces, if you say Gauteng, you choose your 2 posts, 3 posts in Gauteng. If you choose second province, you choose your 2 posts in second province, and obviously your third province, your final facility. Now, before you click the apply button, make sure all your details is correctly spelled, your email address, telephone numbers, everything is correctly indicated. There's no misleading information. All documents is uploaded, and then you press the apply button. Then we will receive that confirmation and your application from your side. Just a recap quickly for you. First of all, you log onto the website, you familiarize yourself with the process, timeframes, what you need to do, all the documents that you need to download. Make sure you get all those information ready. So when the system opens, you look at the post. You can take a day or 2 or 3 to investigate, see where you want to apply for, what facilities, Google search, whatever the case you want to be. Then you go back to the system, log on, then you press the apply button. You fill in the form, you upload all your documents, you confirm all your detail is correct, and all fields are filled in, then you press the apply button. So what happens after application closed for application? When the system closed after the 20th of October, we will incorporate all the data information to the ICSP system for the allocation process. If no one will be able to apply after the 20th, so on the 21st, you log onto the system on the website, and you want to press the apply button, it will not work. We can stop that button. You will not be able to apply. What? Because that's our time frame. So what will happen after that period? If you want to tell us, listen, I was on a beach somewhere, I forgot to apply, I was on holiday, or what case may be. So you will contact the help desk. You will tell him, listen, this is the reason I could not apply. Then the help desk will help you, because we want to help you to upload your details onto the system. But because the fact that you did not comply according to our timeframes, we will tag you as an applicant who did not comply and did not apply in the timelines that we provided. So you will be tagged, and then what will happen is we will first allocate all those people of applicants that applied in time and comply with the application rules. We will allocate them first, and then when everybody's been allocated, then only we will allocate those applicants that was tagged of late applicants, of non-compliance, or what case may be. So please bear in mind, please make sure that you apply in time, because you will not be guaranteed that you will be allocated afterwards, and you will not maybe get one of your choices if you do not follow the right rules. Then, after the process closed, the application closed, the National Department of Health and Provincial Department will follow the process of allocations in a fair and adequate manner using the ICSP guidelines. So, we will then start with the allocation process. and then look and to make sure that everybody have been allocated. After we've done the allocation, we will then send you an email. Remember, that's why I said make sure your email address is correctly spelled and provided. We'll send you an email with your allocation letter to say, listen, Gerard Vermaak, you have been allocated to Steve Biko Hospital. Now that letter will be used by you and a provincial department to appoint you into that post. So when we send you that allocation letter, we will also inform the provincial coordinators. Like I said, each province got its own provincial coordinator, and they will then make sure that they will contact you, or you have to appoint a report duty on the date you have to start working by a telephone number, or they will contact you by email to say that you've been allocated, confirm that, please come and sign a contract, or whatever case may be in that process of that each province. So they will then, after we've allocated you, they will then take over the whole process to make sure that you get a contract and make sure that the conditions of service is followed. So remember, when you sign a contract, you fall then under employment conditions of service that you have to follow the guidelines and the rules of the department. And like I explained to you, contact details will be available on the ICSP website. So when you get your allocation letter and you still don't know what to do, nobody contact you, whatever case may be, you can contact that province and say, listen, I've been allocated, nobody have contacted me, please guide me, where must I start, where must I go, etc., etc. So all those information will be provided onto the website. So project plans and timeframes that I need to inform you, like I explained to you, because of the transition of the system and the process that we need to change for this year, we had to do some amendments. We will open the system now on the 4th of October. We will close the system on the 20th of October as indicated. While we're getting the applications and processes, the panel will start looking at your application, your special consideration, make the recommendations, yes or no. And then by the end of October, we will run the algorithm and do the allocations. Beginning of November, the provincial departments will receive the allocations. That is to make sure that their budget holders are allocated in the correct facilities and are applied correctly. And so when we get the feedback to say, yes, everybody is fine, happy, then we'll do data quality checks, feedback from provinces, then we will release the results. Okay, so usually you'll see, unfortunately, there's two processes that marked in red. So after we released the results, we made a system available previously for applicants to swap and exchange or appeals. Now, unfortunately, due to behavior from previous applicants, we have to reconsider these processes. So there might be changes to this process. Unfortunately, we're still waiting for final approval. We did engage with stakeholders, associations, everybody, and it was a general feeling that we have to remove those two processes. Because what happened, please remember that when we allocate you to a post, the post still belongs to our stakeholders, like example, provincial department. They do the funding of those posts. They manage those posts. They overall cater for that post. Okay. So when I allocated, say example, I've allocated you to Steve Biko. It's not your post to go and advertise on Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever case may be to anyone and say, listen, if anyone will give me 50,000 or 120,000, and that was last year, 120,000 Rand, then I'll decline a post, then you can get that post, then I'll apply for the next cycle. It does not work like that, because what happened is that person that advertised that post, you pay that money to that person disappear, okay, with that money. When you come back there, the reporting there, then the province said, no, sorry, your allocation later doesn't say Steve Biko of that facility. You lose your money, you lose your allocation. So please make sure no one is allowed to offer you any money or favors or ask you anything for a post. It's not their post. It's not your post. It's National Department of Health and Provincial Department's post. And only we can decide if people can exchange or move around or see things like that. So because of those issues, that is why we have to reconsider these processes. If these processes will still be considered, then obviously the final results will be be released later on by the end of November. So by the end of November, we will release the final results to say, listen, this is the final allocations, that's it. But if we remove those two processes, this final results will be moved up middle of November. So by middle of November, you will know exactly where you've been allocated. You can then start make your preparation to say, I've been allocated to KZN, I start my travel arrangements, accommodations, whatever case may be, you can start with that preparations. Okay. So basically that is our time frames that we will go to, and we will commit to by end of November have you allocated to a post. So basically that's all from my side at this moment. I know I saw there's a lot of questions and answers of questions that people raised. We are online. I think Mr. Kanyele will also assist with responding to those questions. So this is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bernard. Yes, I agree with you. It's more than 80, 100 questions. So I'm sure there are many more questions we can solve. If we cannot finish all the question answer, we'll go back to and give them the feedback. So I will take first few questions and let's see, I take 3. If one partner in first year and second partner is the second year intern, and the second year will go to the com service, so can the first year intern can apply same hospital? That is the one question. Second one is, what constitutes life partner? The third one is, I am ending in March, when should I apply to the, yeah.
Thank you very much. So I don't know if Mr. Kanyele, can I go on with the answering, or will you?
Yes, you can continue. I'll add on.
Okay, thank you. Okay, like I explained to you, is, if you apply for type A, social compact, it means that you can, when you and your partner are doing ComServe or internship, you can apply yes for type A. We do not encourage that you apply for the same facilities, because remember now, if both of you are allocated to one facility and one of you if you want to go on holidays or leave, then obviously the hospital will say, no, sorry, we cannot allow that both of you at the same time be excused from the facility, and one of you need to stay behind. So we do not encourage you to apply for the same facility when you apply for a type A or B. What constitution of life partner? Like I explained to you, life partner, usually it was like you have to be married. But since the constitution, everything has changed, we cannot say that. So anything that you are in a romantic relationship with a partner, it can various forms like husband, man and man, woman and woman, anything that you are romantic involved, that constitutes of a life partner. But again, you need to put in an affidavit and confirm that you are in a life partnership. I just want to see what was the other the other question. I've got now what that was.
I'm ending in March.
Oh yeah, for March. Yeah, for March. If you apply for, if you're only finishing in March the next year, then remember, you still have to apply for annual cycle. But please remember, our mandate is to first look at those that be able to start in January. So first of all, we will allocate people that can start, that completed, that start in January. That's our first priority, main priority. We allocate January. Then, obviously, we look at those that applied for February. We allocate those that applied to February, March, up until end of April. We will try to assist you, but it's not guaranteed because of those processes of March, January, and February. If you're not able to start before end of April, then you will have to carry over to the mid-year cycle for application and allocation. So I hope I answered those 3 questions correctly and satisfying.
Can I please add on, Gerard?
Yes, please.
Colleagues, you need to acknowledge that the process for application of ComServe and internship are different. For internship, you would recall that it's a 3 months rotation cycle. So we cannot appoint you in February. We can only appoint people on the 1st of January. Then they would do their rotation for January, February, March. In April, like the person who just asked, whether will I be able to be given an opportunity to start if I finish my studies by March? Yes, you can commence duty on the 1st of April for the annual cycle. And if any person would qualify in May and June, they have to apply for the mid-year cycle, which starts 1st of July, because the rotation would be April, May, June, and then July is the third rotation. However, there are no rotations. There are rotations in October, but we do not have take-ins in October. Our take-ins are January, April, and July only. It is because of the request that came from the curators, and it is also informed by the availability of the momentum that it would have gained after the 1st of July. So we don't have any intake for 1st of October. When Gerard said we prioritized people who start in 1st of January, I fully concur with that. And indeed, it is like that, 1st of January, because if the start date of the post is 1st of January, we cannot say people in that hospital must not get sick because Dr. Vermaak can only start in April. You know, we will have to take the next available person who can start in January so that you serve the people that require your service at that facility. That is basically the reason. We cannot say to them, no, don't get sick, you know, in January, February, March, because a doctor will only come in April. So that is basically the reason, since we know that community service as well as internship are aligned to service delivery models. I just wanted to clarify that. But what we have made possible is that if you know that you are only able to start 1st of April, please don't apply for posts that have got a start date of January, because we will remove you from those posts. You have to look at those that have a start date of 1st of April so that you know that you are able to start. Don't even take a chance that, no, I will talk to my facility that I can start late. Some of the facility managers agree, but because the method of allocation and appointment is controlled at both national and provincial, we have got the right to remove you. And when you go on the 1st of April, as agreed with your prospective manager, you find that your post has been taken away. So please, your start date is quite important, and make sure that you at least apply for those positions that have got that start date in accordance with your completion date. Thank you for that. Over.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's very clear and very explanatory. I think the whole webinar is so clear how to apply and how to go through the process step by step. I will take some more question. Can I apply 3 choice in one province? Number 1. Second question on that, can I choose 3 rural hospitals in the same province or different province? And the third one is, in mid-year application, if I cannot apply in July, can I apply after July? Can I get it in somewhere October or whatever date available? Or if mid-year cycle, when I can apply? This is the joint combined type of question. So 3 province, 3 rural hospital, and the mid-year application. Thank you, Victor and Gerard.
Thank you, Doctor. Yes, first of all, the mid-year cycle, please remember our intakes is January and July. So you have to apply for community service for July if you're not able to start an annual cycle. And again, the same process will happen with the mid-year cycle. We will allocate first those that's able to start 1st of July. Then we'll look at August, September, and so forth. So if the resource is available, you have to apply, and we will try to allocate you wherever resource is available. But remember what Mr. Kanyile now explained to you regarding rotations for internship. We can only see the internship cycles every 3 months if there's resources available to allocate you. Then we only provide or request you to apply for 3 provinces. You must indicate 3 provinces when you apply, and then your 5 choices must be divided within those 3 provinces. We can unfortunately not give more provinces choices. So at least 3 provinces, you must apply for at least 3 provinces. And then also within your provinces, if you apply for all 5 choices to be rural, I'll be more than happy with that. But at least you must apply for 3 rural facilities in your choice 5 choices. So, example, if I apply for Gauteng 2 posts, both of them are rural, I'm more than happy to cater for that. Or even if your 3rd province is also rural, I'm more than happy for that. So I hope I answered those questions. I don't know if Mr. Kanyile want to add something.
Victor, please come in.
No, I would pass on this one, Hussein. I think Gerard has done justice. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor and Gerard. This is very clear answer. We got 99 plus questions. So because of the time now, we time above 7 now, but still I will take some short question quickly. On website, yes,
sorry,
come
Dr. Shankar, I just want to make a suggestion also, or comment to say that you can after this webinar, you can provide us with all these questions, and then we will also then provide answers and upload them to the website for frequently asked questions to help the applicants. So if you don't get to all those questions right now, we can always upload it onto the website with answers. But yes, please continue. Thanks. Sorry for this interruption.
Thank you so much. That will help greatly. And also in a South African Medical Association website, we will share those question and answer from you. And if the member still got a question, we will try to reach out them and explain. The last 3-4 questions I will go through quickly. On the website, hospital will be listed rural, which hospital is rural and which hospital is urban or tertiary. Will they see that? That's the one. And the second one, if I reject 1st January, can I still apply for mid-cycle or I must wait for 2025? Thank you.
Okay. Let me help with these 2, Gerard, and then you can come in. Starting with the first one. The last one. Whether if I've rejected a post for reasons that might be personal and opted to go for media cycle, yes, you are entitled to apply. Can I please inform colleagues that this is not a punitive system? We are not trying to punish you, but we are managing the process to ensure that all, particularly South African citizens and permanent residents, gets a fair chance of doing a statutory obligation, or are they given a platform to apply. So if you are unable, it is possible. We are all human. Let's say that you have accepted a post that I will start in KZN on the 1st of January. And God forbid, your maybe a family member who is very close, like your mother, passes on. That disturbs you. And you have to deal with a lot of family arrangements. You might be someone who has to go back and take care of the family. And you might say, based on this, I am unable to take that position. I therefore recuse myself and will wait for the media cycle so that I adjust family-wise, secondly, mentally, because we understand that there are a lot of mental issues. So we wouldn't want to have a frustrated health professional saving other people who are coming with a lot of sicknesses, illnesses, and frustrations themselves. So we are indeed assuring that we give you an ample opportunity to come in as and when you find yourself deemed and fit to serve the people of South Africa. The other question, Hussein, just remind me quickly.
The one was is the rural hospital and urban hospital will be listed on the website on the application?
Oh yes, the rurality and the urbanity of the posts will be listed, but as Gerard has said in his opening remarks that it is quite important that as an individual, you do your own research, because we as National Department of Health are not responsible to list either rural or non-rural. Those are listed in terms of the node, the presidential node, or even in accordance with the rural allowance as approved by Resolution 2 of 2004. We will indeed try to accommodate the information in a minimal to say this is a rural post. But you, when you do your research, Google the position, you will indeed understand that it is either rural or regarded as semi-rural or semi-urban and urban as well. Over to you, Gerard, to add on that one.
Thank you, Mr. V. There's nothing that I need to add. You actually provide all the information that's there. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. You know what, from SAMA, we will have the list, rural hospital, peri-rural, urban, and tertiary, so we can also share with them.
Thank you, Dr. Hussein. That's very helpful. As I've said, this program, it's not punitive, but we need to inform the prospective employees so that at least they make informed decision as they get into the system of employment. Thank you, Dr. Hussein.
Thank you. No, definitely we'll try to put those within few days, those peri-urban, rural, and rural hospital tertiary. So another question is the bursary holder can apply anywhere he wants, whether he's got a bursary from KZN or Eastern Cape, and he can come back for community service. Is it possible?
Yes, for internship, we do not utilize bursary holders for allocation. The purpose for that is that we would wish to allocate people where positions are, and that favors their last learning curve of becoming ComServe doctors. So we don't use the issue or the label of bursary holder for internship. But as soon as you complete your internship, you're going to ComServe. That information is vital because you have to go back to the province that you have to start serving from community service. You would recall that when Gerard was presenting, we do request that information, whether you're a bursary holder or not, for internship. It is not to use it for allocation, but to keep it so that when time comes that you now apply for ComServe, we already know about you. And we have also conscientized the province that you will need to have a post for this particular position or for this person in your province. So that's why we need that information at this infant age. Over.
Thank you so much, Victor. Definitely, as we agreed, those 99 plus query and question and concern, we will try to answer on our website with the Department of Health together. We'll put as soon as possible. And like to ending this webinar by saying thank you so much, Mr. Kanele and Gerard, for truly informative session. As we draw this webinar to close, I want to thank you for your active participation. Today's discussion has been nothing short of enlightening. We have extended the intricacies of this issue and trust that all your ICSP questions and concerns have been addressed, because it was a very lengthy, very clear presentation. To those concluding their final year medical studies, and to the interns moving to the community service in 2024. We thank you for choosing a career in medicine and wish you all only the best for your 2024 success. Thank you and good evening. Thank you. And also like to thank our team from South African Medical Association, our marketing, our membership department, and OTC department for their hard work to put up this excellent webinar. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.